Hello there, and welcome to Star Wars 1000. And today will be a review of the first two episodes of Kenobi. Uh, I guess I'm going to keep things quick for the no spoiler section because I have to go into spoilers to talk about this because these first two episodes are crazy. It was the first episode. I loved it. I thought everything was perfect. It was great. Uh, Everything about the first episode was awesome. And I love that this show is dark. It's gritty. It's like the darkest Star Wars project I believe they've ever made. It's awesome. The second episode, I felt like it was just good. The ending was great, and it was not so great. So I have mixed reactions about the ending of the second episode, but it was good though, and it was a little slowish at times and a little boring, which was strange. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little boring in the second episode, and I was annoyed one time. So that second episode wasn't as great as the first episode, but first episode was awesome. I give that 100%. It was so great. One of the best Star Wars episodes I've ever seen. The second episode was good. I'd give it an 80%. So that's just a quick review of the first two episodes without any spoilers. Now let's get into spoilers in 3, 2, 1. All right. Spoiler time. So, first episode, I loved how like they were showing all like Kenobi's trauma and all the PTSD he's gone through. Everything was just so perfect. And Leia was awesome in the show. I thought she was cool. Everything I wanted to see from the show is happening so far. They're going into the Inquisitors. They're going into Kenobi's past. I mean Leia. I guess I did hear about that droid was going to be hers. I remember seeing that in some promotional stuff and in the trailers. There was like this red little droid, and it was there, and it was Leia. So yeah, that was all pretty cool stuff. Leia, for the most part, I liked in the first two episodes, but there's the only time I didn't like her was when that annoying chase scene happened. Like, really, she wasn't smart enough to put two and two together that like maybe they were hunting down Kenobi because he was a Jedi. Like, I don't know. I think she was a little dumb there for like a 10-year-old, because I remember being 10 years old and I remember not being that stupid. Like, if I was 10 years old and I was Leia, I could have put two and two together and be smart enough. She seemed like she was pretty smart for the most part, except that one scene. And yeah, but she was cool. I thought she was all right. And like I was saying, I liked the Inquisitors. I liked the Grand Inquisitor. I thought he was cool. Reva was fine. I think her character is meant to be a little annoying. I'm not saying I'm annoyed with her, but I feel like she's written in a way to come off that way, and I actually wasn't that annoyed with her. I feel like some people might be annoyed by her character because she's like so arrogant and trying to like outshine all of the other Inquisitors, and it's just not coming off that way. And I thought it was kind of pretty unique concept. And the only part I did not like was how the Grand Inquisitor just got stabbed. Like, that was just so that took me out of the moment. I was like, what the heck? I don't think they needed to do that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she could have done something else. I think when the Grand Inquisitor sensed that coming, like, I know that he's not that strong. Like, he's stronger than all the other Inquisitors, and I kind of wanted to see them fight. But I guess if they fought, he would have kicked her ass. So I guess that's why they weren't. They hadn't have like a fight or whatever. So that was all right. But that did take me out of the moment. And I was like, what? Okay. But that was like the only part I did not like about episode 2. It was just that ending was just not so great. But it was also great in episode 2 when Kenobi found out that Vader or Anakin was still alive and Vader was kicking around out there in the galaxy. And it's just like, that was such a great scene. I had goosebumps when he found that out. And yeah, that was pretty cool. And I'm guessing Reva was one of those kids in the beginning of that Order 66 takedown. That's my prediction. I think she might have saw Anakin like slaying some kids, and she might have put two and two together. Like, oh well, I recognize this guy's like anger and stuff, so maybe in the future, the guy in the black suit is him, or she probably heard him being called Vader, and during that Order 66 scene, like maybe she like overheard someone saying Lord Vader, and then she sees the guy in the big black suit and was like, "Oh, Anakin Skywalker. He did some bad things in the Jedi Temple. His name is Vader. This big black cyborg-looking guy is Vader." So just put two and two together from there, which I think would make sense. I don't really have a problem with her knowing that. I just hope they have a good explanation for why she knows that Anakin is Vader, which is very, very few people know. And I doubt that he would say something to her. It'd be like, I don't think he would trust her enough. It seems like her motivation is to get Kenobi for some reason. I don't know if it has anything to do with Vader. Maybe she has a personal vendetta with him. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's not really a personal motive for her. I think she just wants to get Kenobi because she knows it's personal for Anakin or for Vader, and I think that's why she really wants to get him. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but that's just the main stuff I wanted to cover. And I like this. I like the way that Kenobi found out Anakin was Vader more here than it did in Legends. So I think they did improve on that. I think it was kind of dumb. Like he just finds out in a bar. Like I remember reading that. I just didn't like it, and I like this better. And and also another scene I really liked was in the first episode when Kenobi was trying to call out to Qui-Gon, and it seems like he's just so like he just can't, and it's just like he's so broken. But yeah, everything I wanted to see from the show, like I remember putting out that list. If you saw my list of things I want to see in Kenobi, you should check that out. But everything I wanted to see is so far happening. Dark tone, exploring the Inquisitors. It looks like Kenobi's really broken and he's trying to find his way. And I'm guessing by the end of the series, he's going to turn into full-blown Alec Guinness, which would be awesome. And he's going to kick some ass. Possibly going to be kicking Vader's ass. And we saw Vader too, Hayden Christensen. I'm not sure if that was Hayden. That has to be Hayden Christensen in that makeup, right? At the end of episode 2. But yeah, Vader's going to come in. Oh, dude, this is going to be so good. First 2 episodes really got me hyped. The first episode was like one of the best episodes I ever saw in Star Wars. And just that episode was perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing. That episode was really, really, really good. And the writing in the show is great. The directing, I love the directing in the show. This directing is like probably the best directing I've seen in anything Star Wars ever. It's that good. I feel like I'm watching like someone that really like is very crafty and artistic with their directing. Like seriously, the best directing I've ever seen in Star Wars. And that's probably a hot take. Sue me. I don't care. The directing is amazing. The writing, it's just like normal Star Wars writing, you know. And they had like we will destroy you. We whatever. The writing is just about like normal Star Wars material with some great lines, which is normal for Star Wars, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm not sure how everyone else feels about it. I know I looked at IMDb and I did see some good reviews, it looks like. I'm not sure how everyone's going to feel about the show. I know everyone has their feelings about certain things when it comes to Kenobi and Vader fighting, which I think it needs to happen, and I think they came up with a good explanation for Kenobi to leave Tatooine. I kind of wish someone looked after Luke, but you know, that's just is what it is. Leia is as the show said, Leia is as important as Luke, and the show is showing that. Such a great start to this series. I can't wait to see what's next. I think it's only going to get better from here. Hopefully it's going to get better from here. I know the first episode was great and the second episode was not as good, and I hope it goes into a more positive direction, especially now that we're going to be seeing Vader, and he's going to be kicking some ass. He's going to be kicking some Kenobi ass probably. I don't know. I'm guessing they're going to fight twice, because I would think, I'm just saying, if I was doing this show, I think I would make them fight twice, because Kenobi is going to be really, really broken when seeing him. He's probably going to be flustered by Vader, and Vader's probably going to like completely like annihilate him, because Vader's so powerful at this point, and Kenobi's just starting to like regain his touch with the Force, and he's still healing. And I'm guessing his first fight is going to take some healing to attack Anakin, and then by his second fight, he's going to be all Alec Guinness and be like, "You're a master of evil, Darth." And he's going to be all Alec Guinness, and like kicking some Vader ass, and then Vader's gonna be like hell bent on going after Kenobi in the future. And I'm guessing Kenobi is gonna fake his death, and then the Empire is gonna believe he's truly dead, or maybe they won't. I don't know what they're gonna do. Whatever they do, I think is gonna be good, and I think they came up with good explanations for everything. But now I'm thinking about it. I think one thing that kind of is weird is Kenobi buried his lightsaber in the sand. Like, what if someone came after Luke? Like, you're there to watch Luke. You're there to make sure he's safe, but you buried your lightsaber. Like, what are you just gonna take someone out with a blaster? With Darth Vader just showed up at Luke's thing, like he's done, So that was kind of weird. I didn't know if I was a big fan of him burying his lightsabers. That was like probably the one thing I did not like about the first episode, but everything else was perfect. Okay, I'm not gonna nitpick. The first episode was great. Second episode was good. I can't wait to see episode 3. And to wrap up the video, may the force be with you always.